Hey everyone, welcome to Skeptic She or welcome back. My name is Lauren. Happy post-inauguration, America. Are you so excited to have a new president and vice president? Because I am. They're certainly not perfect, but it's a far cry from what we've had to deal with the last 4 years. So yay for us. So on this channel, there is a lot of fuss around the
Dark blood red print.
hanging in the background of some of my older videos, and many Christian viewers have used this as evidence that I have replaced my former belief in God with one of Satan. I should have seen this coming. Let's take a look. It's always the most superstitious folks who think they are so clever, right? Looking at you, QAnon. You all do know I wasn't trying to hide this thing, right? You will be shocked to know that not only do I not believe Satan exists, but this thing doesn't even say Satan. No, this entire occult print is a vegan pun. Let me break this down for you. First of all, it's not Satan, it's Satan or Satan. I have been corrected many times to say Satan, so I guess I'm gonna go with that, even though I prefer Satan. Seitan is a wheat-based protein that's often used as a meat substitute in vegan or vegetarian meals. Surprise! I'm vegan. I am actually not a huge fan of Seitan, at least the brands that I've tried, and besides, this print is my fiance's, not mine. He got it from an anarchist collective years before we met while he was still vegan. That's right, I said an anarchist collective. He is a goddamn SJW. Okay, so I'm one too. Taste my snowflake tears. Just for a quick summary, I'm vegan because when done right, eating mostly or totally plant-based is the best step that you can take to reduce your carbon footprint, help combat climate change, and protect the most species, yes, including humans, from harm. Now, I will eventually be talking in more detail about why I'm vegan, as well as how to apply more plant-based choices in your own life in a practical way. Frankly, I've been avoiding the topic because somehow veganism seems to be even more controversial than anything else I've thus far discussed on my channel. Why piss people off with atheism or abortion when I can piss them off with vegetables? Okay, for now I'm gonna hold off on that flame war and explain this very evil relic of hell to you once and for all. So I'm gonna read a little bit off of my blog here. I will link to it down below, and within that blog post there are links to external sources for some of the information I'm gonna be sharing with you today. So let's start with the obvious, the pentagram. This inverted 5-point star has been used in myriad ways, probably most popularly known as an occult charm, specifically with the 5 points of the star representing the 5 elements, the whole pentagram representing the mind's dominion over the elements. But the pentagram has also been used in so many different cultures in so many different contexts besides the occult. It's been used as a West African religious symbol of the universe. I was surprised by this. I did not know this, but it's actually a pretty popular symbol to use in Mormon temple architecture, or at least it used to be. There's so much more to this, but like many things, the very Christianized Western world has hijacked the pentagram and used it to symbolize evil and Satan, and assumes that anyone who displays a pentagram worships him. Obviously, as you saw in the comments, that's what I'm accused of. This is supposedly because the right side up version used to represent Jesus on the cross, with the 5 points of the star being his 5 wounds. And of course, turning something upside down makes it sinister because humans. Now, that's not to say that there are not some really sick people out there who pretend that this type of thing means something in order to justify sacrificing, aka murdering, but you can do that with anything really. The symbol doesn't have to be satanic. There are plenty of devout Christian serial killers if you know your true crime history. Anyhoozles, for this particular video on this specific print that was hanging in the background of my room, let's say that it goes with the occult version. Pretty sure it does, even though the creator of this print doesn't necessarily follow that. And we'll say that the 5 additional symbols at each point of the star here represent the 5 elements of veganism. Vegans do have magical powers after all. The first point of the star we're going to look at is the A with a circle around it. I'm sure many of you know that this stands for anarchy. Anarchy is what happens when Andrew from the Breakfast Club gets up from his chair.
Hey, how come Andrew gets to get up?
That's right.
If he gets up, we'll all get up. It'll be anarchy!
It's also generally the rejection of a set hierarchy or authority. Anarchists tend to believe in a collective and cooperative society made up of diverse individuals who share resources, promote equity, and denounce coercive practices of power. Now, that's certainly not to say that all anarchists are nonviolent, however. After all, as Martin Luther King said, a riot is the language of the unheard. Too many of y'all don't seem to get that. You may find that modern anarchists are, for example, anti-racist, pro-queer rights, and even anti-speciesist, speciesism being the assumed superiority of humans over non-human animals, therefore leading to the latter's exploitation. So having said all that, the way that I understand anarchy totally fits with the vegan theme here. And by this idealized definition, I suppose you could call me an anarchist. It's close enough to Antichrist, right? Now, the E with the circle in it, I actually could not find a lot of information on, and from the little bit that I could find online, as well as what my fiance told me, this E with the circle around it is the old school symbol for equality. Pretty self-explanatory. You may see it used by the aforementioned anarchists. You may see it on the sewn-on back patches of Gen Xers at Cro-Mags concerts. The next and perhaps most obvious points on the pentagram relating to veganism are a bottle of sriracha. The first R is silent. I am still working on that. It's not sriracha. And a seitan burger. I do have to say, for not liking spicy food all that much myself, a little sriracha on a veggie burger goes a long way. It's pretty tasty. And finally, the butt of the joke, the thing that seems to scare people the most in addition to the pentagram, the dreaded 666 with inverted crosses. I will let you in on a not-so-secret. 666 doesn't mean anything unless you're doing math. It's gematria. Gematria? I don't know. I just learned this word. It's where you use numbers to represent names or something like that. Some people will tell you that 666 represents Satan or the Antichrist. Others, like I think Jehovah's Witnesses, will tell you that this represents the geopolitical system of the world, which is inherently evil. And still others will tell you that 666 means hope and light and other positive adjectives. Now, to me, a non-believer in all things supernatural, 666 is just a number. Now, as for the upside down crosses, those are just there to emphasize that these numbers are
Extra evil, you mere mortals.
Okay, for real though, did you know that the upside down cross used to be a Christian symbol? In fact, I have gone to some churches that have upside down crosses up on the walls behind the altar. But the reason for that is because a lot of people were actually crucified upside down, and it is theorized that the Apostle Peter was killed this way. I mean, can you imagine being crucified at all, let alone upside down? Man, am I glad crucifixion is not a thing anymore, at least not that I know of. I can just hear the Christian commenters now saying, well, yeah, crucifixion was horrible. That's why Jesus' death for us means so much. Deep, man. So there you have it, friends. Satan is as real to me as the Tooth Fairy, leprechauns, Santa Claus, and yes, even Jesus. To quite literally play devil's advocate though, if he were real, he gets a lot more flack than he deserves. I mean, the guy questioned his creator only to have the creator be like,
"You can't ask me questions, bish. Get out of here."
sounds like the creator messed up a little bit, maybe? Maybe the Antichrist is really just an equality-loving anarchist, and they spelled it wrong? Okay, enough ammo for you, superstitious commenters. To answer your question, no, I don't believe in Satan, I don't worship such a being, nor do I believe in or worship any similar beings. I'm just vegan. Now brace yourselves for my plant-based agenda. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Keep asking questions, and I will see you next time. Bye. I'm such a dork. Cro-Mags. God. I need to just move to Canada and just like, I would fit in so well there with my accent.